The idea that consciousness might not be strictly individual is both unsettling and freeing. Imagine your mind not as a sealed box, but as an instrument tuned into a broader orchestra. This script explores the possibility that minds connect, that awareness has communal dimensions, and that what we call self could be one pattern in a larger field. Start by asking a simple question. Do our minds end at our skulls? We carry memories, habits, and intuitions, but we also carry language, stories, and cultural frameworks that obviously came from others. Cultural memory lives in books, streets, songs, and rituals. Those forms shape perception and decision-making, often beneath conscious notice. If part of mind is learned and shared, then our individual interior life depends on networks beyond neurons. Consider common human experiences: empathy, collective attention, sudden intuition, and shared movement. When one person in a crowd laughs, others follow, a song spreads, an idea becomes viral. These phenomena feel social, but could they be glimpses of an underlying cognitive field? Biologically, we already accept that life is interconnected. Nutrients cycle, microbes travel, signals pass between cells and organisms. Brains are not isolated organs floating in salt water. They exist inside bodies, bodies inside ecologies, cultures, and histories. So imagine consciousness as a gradient, a spectrum of coupling, sometimes tightly bound to an individual perspective, sometimes porous, sometimes resonant with others. At one end of that gradient lies intense personal focus, the clarity of private thought, the solitude of reflection. At the other end lies phenomena that look like shared minds, synchronized dances, crowd moods, or paired intuition between friends. Between these poles are intermediate states, conversation that transforms both speakers, collective problem solving, and the slow build of cultural intelligence. Language itself becomes a carrier. Words act like vessels, moving patterns, metaphor, and expectations from mind to mind. This view reframes empathy. Instead of a lone brain simulating another, empathy could be a partial tuning into another's state, a shared frequency that temporarily aligns perspectives. Intuition becomes less mystical and more relational. Rapid integration of social cues, memories, and ambient information that we experience as a hunch. In practical terms, thinking as a collective invites new habits. We might design spaces to amplify shared attention, teach ways of listening that are communal, and honor practices that build resonance across differences. Collaboration becomes not only efficient, but ontologically natural. Ethical questions follow. If minds interconnect, what counts as consent? How do we protect vulnerable patterns? How do we distribute responsibility when cognition is shared? These are active debates, and thinking collectively requires new rules of engagement. Science is exploring overlaps, neural synchrony between speakers, mirror systems, and the spread of behavior across groups. Philosophy offers concepts: extended mind, distributed cognition, and panpsychist takes that push boundaries. None of this proves a single shared consciousness, but all point to a mind that is often less solitary than we assume. Ultimately, whether consciousness is fundamentally collective or primarily individual, the practical shift matters. Recognizing our cognitive interdependence invites humility, better cooperation, and richer forms of care. It makes room for practices that cultivate shared attention and shared meaning. So next time you sense a mood in a room, an idea landing like lightning among people, or a sudden knowing about someone far away, consider that your skull might be a receiver, part of an evolving social mind. This perspective does not erase individuality, it enriches it, showing how selves are made, not fixed. In the hum between people, there may be a music of thought we are only beginning to hear. Listen, adjust, and imagine what new possibilities open when we think together. The invitation is simple. Treat minds as neighbors, not locked boxes, and build ways to tune into each other's frequencies. The future of mind may be less isolated and more of a we that thinks together. A chorus where individual voices matter because they join. Imagine technologies and practices that respect boundaries while enhancing connection. Imagine classrooms where students learn attention training together, civic forums that cultivate shared understanding, and workplaces that treat collective cognition as a skill. Picture rituals that tune communities, short exercises of synchronized breathing, shared storytelling, or collaborative silence that recalibrates group feeling. These are low-tech ways to strengthen the channels through which minds meet. There are risks: groupthink, manipulation, and loss of marginal voices. That is why any practice of shared cognition must include safeguards: transparency, consent, diversity, and accountability. The moral imagination we need is one that holds both the value of the individual and the power of the collective. Finally, allow a personal experiment. When you enter a space of many minds, practice listening as if it were an instrument. Notice how your thoughts shift, soften, or sharpen. Notice where intuition comes from: a neighbor's gaze, a phrase, a shared silence. Hold that perception lightly and let it inform how you relate. If nothing else, you will develop a finer sense of being with others. If something else, you might touch a deeper current of awareness that connects us. Thinking together is more than metaphor.